how's Ricky Pearsall kind of adapted here since he's gotten back in practice?
Yeah, it's always a transition for guys, coming in from college, with the dynamic of the offense. There's a lot of great details in the scheme, and he's been doing an awesome job working, being that he started behind a little bit, with the hamstring injury, but he's been doing an awesome job. I love his mentality when it comes to his work ethic. He always wants to be coached. He always wants to go out there and win. But I tell him, like, it's a transition period for you. I struggled a little bit, myself, when I got drafted. I'm not saying he's struggling, but what I'm saying is that it's always going to be a curve where, he has to learn. And that's the case. That doesn't mean he's not doing well. It means we always got to go out there and work, work on what we need to work on to perfect the craft. So he's working. He's working, and I appreciate the efforts that he's putting in, and we just got to keep growing.
He seems to be working with no limitations in 11-on-11s. In one-on-ones, he hasn't participated yet. Mm-hmm. What's the plan with him in that?
That's been actually myself. Okay. Got to keep him. It's for the long haul.
Sure.
One-on-ones. We've done one-on-ones twice now. And whatever he does last week in one-on-ones isn't going to dictate what happens in the future there. But I've been kind of limiting him because I want him from the long haul. Mm-hmm. I want him to continue to grow, not have any setbacks and continue to perform and work in Indy and work in, because really, if you look at it, right, 11-on-11, he's getting a ton of one-on-one reps there, mm-hmm. So I just want him to continue to grow, man, and continue to push himself and me continue being able to teach him and allow him, to stay with those team reps, and not have any setbacks.
So it's one of those things, not throwing the guy into the deep end right away.
Correct.
Got it.
Correct. Because the most important thing is, like any of our guys, anytime they come back off any other any injury or any missed time, right, we got to build them up into it. We always talk about building a mountain, and you can't get in and start 100 reps, especially when you miss 4 practices. Now you got to start small and start to build it up. So right now where he's at, he's been doing an awesome job, and we actually been building him up, and we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Obviously, BA is handling the business side of things. In terms of meetings, what's his engagement level in those meetings?
No, he's been doing awesome. He's been coming to meetings. He's been sitting there. He's been looking at the film. And he's there like all the other guys. He's around, the teammates and stuff, and it's been good just having him around. We didn't get a chance to have him around in OTAs, and now that he is here, it's all good having a full group, and with him being there, him and the guys, they still communicate. So it's been good.
How much has Ronnie Bell improved since last year? It seems like he's making some high-level plays.
Yeah, Ronnie's been doing an awesome job. I'm impressed where he's at right now. Like I say, I always get a guy things to go and work on in the off season, and he started out a bit slow, in OTAs. Speaking of, and now he's kind of been taking that step. This past week, he's been trending in the right direction, and it's awesome to see. He's taking the coaching points. He's taking it full advantage of the opportunities that he's getting, whether he's going up and get the ball, whether he's playing fast, getting off the rock. He's doing a great job, man. I'm hoping he's continuing in the right direction.
Thank you.
What are some of the things that you told Ronnie to go work on this last season?
For Ronnie, it was more of consistency. Right at the line of scrimmage, he needs to continue to learn how to separate from man. He needs to continue to work transition in and out of cuts. And the main thing with him is finishing. And he's been doing an awesome job doing so.
I've been watching Jauan in training camp for a few years. It seems like he might be having his best camp. I mean, is he still improving? What are you seeing from Jauan?
Jauan has been an awesome job, man.
Yeah.
I can't say enough about the guys, about him, especially. Jauan, every single day gives you every single thing that he got, and consistently he shows up. His routes has improved drastically there.
Yeah.
He's been catching everything that comes his way. He missed an opportunity with 2 high points, going up and get the ball, but he's been consistently in the right spot at the right time, creating separation. In the running game, he's outstanding. So there I still challenge the guys, regardless of how we feel, how we look. Still go out there, instead of giving 150, give me 200. That way, we can all be the best every single day.
What's allowed Deebo took his first veteran rest day after 9
Yeah,
days of
yeah,
camp.
yeah.
Like, how has he just been able to kind of power through when it looks like the rest of the vets are sort of tapering off a little bit?
Correct. You know, Deebo's been doing an awesome job. You know, it speaks volume of the off-season work that he's put in. You know, he's been grinding. You know, he's been leading the guys. You know, right now, besides Chris and Trent, right? Deebo's right. He's been making a lot of plays for us these last few years. You know, and I challenge him as well to lead the guys. The guys always want. They always want answers from him, you know. So I challenge him, lead the guys not only vocally but with your play as well. And he's been doing just that, not only in the meeting room, out on the field, setting the standard, right? Because he's the one that's going out there every single day, taking those first teams reps, with the routes, with Brock. So I always challenge him, lead by example, show him, and you can also tell him.
In the off season and during training camp, I've seen Ricky and Deebo huddled up together a lot.
Mm-hmm.
What has their relationship developed into over this off season?
No, it's been good because that's one thing. Younger guys, they need that vet leadership. They need guys that they can lean on because times get hard. Especially when you're not having that early success early on. So with Deebo and Ricky, even being out in Arizona. Working out together, it's been good for Ricky himself. That way he has a guy he can lean on and count on, and Deebo's been just that for him.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah.